I'm interested to hear everybody's intake or opinion on what the meta is going to look like without Oldhim and Briar after RTN.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty interesting. I don't know if Oldham will get enough points, though. Do you think it will?
You don't think so? How many has he got? He's not that far.
I mean, he got 200 from the Pro Tour, which puts him at 800 and something.
I think they're 20 points apiece, right?
I have no idea. I know that Briar was like at 800 and something and going into ProQuest season, and she didn't even get close. So
Yeah. Are RTNs more than ProQuest? You wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think so, but you never know. All right, so I'm gonna leave the Art of Warrior and see how that feels.
He's at 888, so might as well be 900.
Yeah, I knew it was like 8 something, and if he won the calling too, it was gonna be even more.
Oh, Road to Nationals are just 2. I thought somebody said it was 20. That's quite a bit.
Let's pick go again. Let's start. Let's come out firing here and see what happens.
Good reactions.
Intertesting. Huh. Curious to know that you didn't do that. Huh. Might have been correct for me to...
Yeah, I was expecting you to go. I guess I knew if you didn't pay for it, you're going to have another attack.
Well, I was debating, is it worth taking 1 on turn 0 to throw...
That's the reason I really played that card, because I was going to make you make that decision.
I was like, make me decide.
Yeah.
Earthlow Surge, Autumn Touch, and Snatch.
Take the Snatch.
Now I'll take 1.
Go again. I hate to pitch that, but
I do understand. Huh. I feel like I've committed to playing this card to take this damage. I'm going to play a more value-oriented game plan the first game and see where that gets me.
makes me a bit better about what I decided there. Yes. Rewarded instantly.
Why do you have another sigil?
No. Better.
Interesting. I did not see that coming. I do have to say that.
I think like you have to. That's the. I don't know that you. I'm not gonna say that. I think you can still win this matchup without it, but it helps.
I think you can definitely win the matchup without Unmovable. Like, I don't think it's necessary for you, but I would, yeah, it probably helps a ton.
Sad day. I guess I'm just gonna kind of go We'll have to move on.
It does let you cycle 2 cards.
It does. I created a lightning as well, which is kind of good. But now you have a full hand, which I don't want.
Well, let's throw another spinal. Hopefully you don't have another unmovable hanging out there.
I think I think I should have blocked with the. I don't know. It's hard to say. I probably could have saved the unmovable in my arsenal and blocked with the 2 sits. That hand was pretty bad.
Oh yeah, you just still taking 1.
Yeah.
Because of the embodiment, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good, dude. Yep. No reactions. Ooh, but you have to pitch 3 cards.
Yeah, it was awful. But I think life preservation is probably key.
No, I mean, and like, if the game goes out long enough, I'll start trying to fatigue you, so you pitch stacking a Channel Mount Heroic. And you know there's another blue earth card you just pitched, because you just pitched a So tomorrow, so you know it's in a decent spot.
Yeah, I think I just have to pass back to you here.
Let's start with Crown on my turn. Huh, now that's interesting.
The offensive crown is always.
That is not something I was expecting to see.
Pulverize would be.
I mean, Pulverize would be cool.
Not good.
Well, if nothing else, we get Crown now.
Yeah.
I was like, and that's worth something.
Man, hard punish if you have pummel. Which obviously, I feel like you probably do. I think Oldham's always have pummel.
I was like, when I'm playing against Oldhim or Bravo, I'm playing as if they always have it. I mean, unless I'm like at that spot in the game where like I just physically can't play around it.
Yeah, I think it's just. Yeah, YOLO, right?
Doing this to play around the pummel so you'll have something to discard.
Yeah, I think so. I have to. Now, if you pummel, I think I still have a play. If I have to get rid of a card.
I do not have the pummel, unfortunately.
Because I get rid of 1 pump, and I still have a whole hand I can play out.
Gotcha. Play Bramble Spark, fuse with Tome, play Tome, make another embodiment of lightning.
2.
Does having a second one even do anything?
No, they just both break at the same time.
That's what I thought.
make myself not be greedy sometimes playing this.
All right, well, let's go Tunic Crown here to start. Let's refresh because Exude Confidence won't get off my screen.
It must be a bug. It did that with when I played Drone the other day. All the dragons.
It's been happening ever since I started playing. Yep, I go to 28. You're probably going to Arsenal and attack. We'll go Sunkiss.
Seems good.
Arsenal this. Are you playing the Rites of Replenishment package and stuff like that in your list?
Yeah. I feel like I just have to against Oldhim, really.
No, I mean, I completely get that. Let's go Sonata, Swarming, and Lightning Strike. So you do have your choice here. Imagine you're taking... I don't know. E-Strike to draw a card for 8 is really strong.
It is. You would be correct. I'm going to take the Swarming, though, because...
We will prevent the 1 Arcane.
I already have an E-Strike.
Ah, okay. That also makes sense.
I think it'll be for 11.
Oh, Nimbalism.
Yeah, Nimbalism, yeah.
So you've only made 1 aura this turn, and if this hits me, it'll be 2, but I can stop that.
Swarming.
What'd you say?
The Swarming that I got off that would have to go again, but it wouldn't have the plus.
That's what I was like calculating. I was like, it wouldn't have anything else. Just have the first mode. It does appear that you won't keep the CMH around for another turn, so that's promising for me. I will pay 1 into the Rampart.
Yeah, it's that day. Anytime you see a CMH go.
We'll leave that on top. Seems like a good card to have on top. Yep. Unfortunate. We are taking 6.
So it's been a nuts force of nature turn.
Yeah, it would have been insane. Oh my gosh, you have another one? Turns like this, I keep...
Yeah, this is like the dream turn.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're definitely gonna play it.
Yeah, I felt like, I mean, I could have arsenaled or, I mean, just getting the value out of CMH, I feel like is necessary to get the tempo.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was like, you could have thorned but it's just more points to throw the Scar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like turns like this are why like I like playing against Oldhim. People are like, yeah, you can try and fatigue, or playing against Briar. I mean, people are like, yeah, you can try and fatigue Briar, and I'm like, how? How do you fatigue Briar?
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was played an Oldham at in Charlotte, and he came close. He
Really?
was blocking everything and just ground Rampart, just doing this whole thing. It got down to like 10 or so cards.
I mean, better Oldhim player than me, because I'm at 16, and that was only one, and that was with
Yeah,
a.
that was the best possible, getting that other swarming and having two and the Easter egg.
Yeah, I mean that was a really good turn. I was like, because I had Fate Foreseen and Oasis Respite that turn. Like the only thing that could have been better would have been like a staunch response or something.
Yeah, but see, then you have hands like this. What you want to happen here? Not good. Uh, yeah.
Okay. Man, his hand's weird. Um. And am I really gonna waste that on this? Feels like an extremely inefficient use of my resources. But it's also an efficient turn. I don't know. This is super awkward.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of playing a red staunch on this, but
Hey, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do.
I want to be able to throw hammer at you.
Yeah, I get that. 2 turns off in a row is not good.
Yeah. So if I would have pitched the Brothers in Arms last turn and then pitched the Autumn's Touch this turn, it would have been for 4 instead of 3. So that was just a bag none play. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just totally, I don't care at all.
Yeah. I definitely should have used Tunic to pay for that. That was just me clicking.
Oh, we can go back. I'm hardly.
No, it's all good.
That's like when, like on Talishar, when like people are like, "Hey, you mind if I go back?" I'm like, "Dude, I want to play the most efficient game possible."
Yeah, absolutely.
You're making all the right decisions.
No, I get that. I'm the same way when I'm playing against people. Like, I would rather you make the best play. We'll arsenal that. Okay. That's terribly awkward. So this is going to be for 6. You there, man? Your headset's making some kind of weird noise, I think, every time you try to talk.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. right. So pay for Rampart, pitch Heart.
Gain a life.
We go to 16. And then play Fate for Scene. We'll put that on the bottom. I don't think I necessarily want to see that right now. We'll try to get to that the second cycle.
This card, Give and Take, is super interesting.
It's a good card.
I guess like I just didn't read or whatever. I didn't know that if they block with 2 cards, that did not fulfill the thing. You get to put 2 cards back on top of your deck.
I'm not sure what you mean.
So, say that's for 6 or 10. If it's defended by an action card, you may.
It's whatever its power is, right?
Yeah. For some reason, the last game I was playing, they defended with 2 cards, and I got to click 2 different cards to put on the back of on the top of my deck.
Oh, that's interesting. It definitely feels like a bug.
I definitely just cheated that person then, if that's what happened.
Well, I'm trying to look at it as Talishar teased them. Not you.
True. This is true. Interesting. Do I care? I need that embodiment.
I was like, yeah, without the embodiment, this actually feels like a pretty good play.
Hello.
Interesting. Oh, another Give and Take. I'll take that. That feels like a win.
Yeah, somehow I had all 3 of them in the like.
Oh, wow.
Cards.
I think I'd rather not give you an extra card if I can help it. So.
Yeah, I'll pay. I'll put that channel mount right on top.
Well, it has to be less than your power, right?
Yeah.
I was like, you pump that thing up and you can. I gave somebody an extra channel mount the other night. It made me want to cry.
That's sad.
Yeah, it was not good. Definitely one of those plays I wish I could have had back.
I understand. Kind of a week. Probably should have blocked, but I wouldn't have been able to really attack at all.
Huh. That feels pretty good. Well, swing Le Hammer for 4.
Interesting. Yeah, I think.
I was like, if your hand's even remotely okay, you're probably just taking 4 here.
Yeah, well, I was like, man, do I really just try and preserve the life with a little bit of the equipment? And then I was, no on hit. Don't need to be doing that.
Let's hope this pans out a little bit. Oh, God.
Well, that helps you.
Oh, man. Off the top rope.
It was a blue, though.
That's what I'm saying. Thank God. Blue Earthlore Surge coming in clutch.
Every 3 points matters.
Bro, honestly. I might have asked you this earlier, but did you see that they put Drone back in Blitz?
I did. Did you see how much people are selling playsets of drones for?
Is it more than I care to think about?
Like $20 a playset.
What?
Yeah. I was like, well, I've got like 6 or so playsets if anybody needs any.
I don't even know if I own Drone of Brutality. Oh man. Yeah, I have to give you quite the lead here, unfortunately, to be able to play my Pulverize.
Yeah, I probably could have played that a small bit differently and forgoing the Arsenal just to pressure you into maybe giving up those 2 cards. But
So, I mean, unless you were going to kill me, I can't give them
yeah,
up.
it wouldn't have killed you. I could have done 7 more, but
That would have been really good.
it would have been 7. It was a snatch. So it would have been 7 more on hit draw, snap,
Yeah.
and then also Rosetta.
I mean, that would have been a really good turn. Because the problem about heaving Pulverize inside of Oldhim is that once I do it, I can't use Crown, like, anymore.
Very true.
So if I can't play it the following turn, like, I'm just SOL.
So
That or I have to keep a quad blue hand.
which is not good.
It's never what you want to see.
So take 2, send 7. Would it really be 3? Because it's going to be a guaranteed 4, and you take a damage.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Take 5.
And this line turns on Rosetta. And it kind of more or less cancels out Pulverize with the Earthlore Surge.
Ah, I gotcha.
-1 and an extra card, so really it's probably not efficient at all, but the life totals have come to parity, so I need to put pressure.
So
So you send Hammer. The 4 points doesn't really matter. Gives you an arsenal if I do not. Yeah, I think I kind of need to.
So that gets go again.
That seems good.
And then this allows me to take nothing.
Yes, it should.
Which is actually very convenient. Any turn where I can get away with not taking anything, I'll call that a win.
Absolutely. Yeah, could have saved it. You Arsenal, Swing Hammer.
Yeah, so I was like, I definitely think it's better for you to pressure me there. Like, Because I mean, there's without me having crown up, there's a decent chance that you push through at least one damage with the thorn. Like,
Yeah.
hey, what's up, man? I was like, yeah, the thorn probably pushes through some amount of damage there. So the Earth React just really worked out for me to be able to like kind of pitch all my cards. And is the red one +5?
Yes. Yeah. It's like just close enough to lethal to make you think about it. And is it a blue?
Oh man, you picked a bad turn to have exude confidence for me. Looking at a fate for seeing a sink below, and I have 2 8-cost attacks or 8 power attacks. Man, if I had, if I had like a spinal or something here, I could block with a spinal and throw some defense reactions or something. But so 6, 7, 8. I take 1, go to 10, and then I just arsenal that. I guess I can take. Yeah. Yeah, that's really not what you want to see. And we will pay 1 to the Rampart, pitching Fate for Scene. Last turn I took 0. This turn I take 1. I mean, it's 2 pretty good turns back to back. How are the games going? This is actually the first game. Road to National season's coming up in like 2.5, 3 weeks, and Zach and I are testing for RTN season so we can try to be ready. I definitely need some reps into Briar. So it's going to be for like, what, 9? So let's just block 9 here. Play from Arsenal so I get to go again. 2 Zachs, that's illegal.
That's funny.
It is definitely confusing in the text chain sometimes, that's for sure. What'd you say, Zach?
Said I like that person already.
That's my cousin Ben.
I think that's better than Rosetta at the moment.
That's just for 4.
Yeah, but it lets me have an arsenal because I don't think you could block 4 without giving me Tunic, and I don't think they're gonna do that.
If I didn't have the sink below in my arsenal, that would be very, very true. We'll just arsenal here. If you were at like 4 or something, I'd probably swing the hammer, but we got a lot of ways to go.
Is muy important right now.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I feel like it's more important than throwing the hammer when you're up 6 points.
I agree. Does he have the 1 of pummel?
You play a 1 of pummel?
No, I don't know.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I was just floating too.
I was like, dude.
The hard fake.
I was like, I have to say, man, that'd be one of those times where I just have to say, if you got me at RTN season, you got me. And that's just all there is to it.
That happens one time in a tournament, and then everybody knows about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh. was like, come on, game. I will not pitch to prevent the damage because I have that floating.
No, it was me. I forgot I had all my instants turned on.
Oh.
Where I was playing Icelander for Blitz.
No, I get that, dude. Hopefully this is good enough to give us a little bit of tempo. You've played all your sigils. You could have an unmovable you want to play. You have one more unmovable if you're on 3. Okay. So that's all of them. It's a pretty good thing to have to cover it up with. You covered, what, 2 Spinal Crushes and now a Terra Sunder Hammer? That's,
yeah, unmovable.
I was like, dude, those unmovables have been, like, the real MVP this game.
All right, here we go. We need some of that Rune Blade magic. We'll take it.
Rabble, Lightning Surge, so tomorrow.
Dude, hard punished if I'd top deck something off bat off this Rabble, though. I'll be honest. Oh, so bad.
You love to see it.
It hurt my feelings a little bit.
Didn't have crowns, so I'm going to have to take 1 here. But I think that's better than wasting one of my 3 blocks. So I take 1, go to 9.
It feels so bad.
You hitting the blue?
Yeah, because I have 2.
Oh, man.
And it was like my choice to take the second one because of the go again.
Yeah, that's tough. We'll block 1 of the AB. Block. I'm just going to pass an Arsenal here. No, I would not like to heave my card. Thank you, though.
I always accidentally click that thinking it's Arsenal.
I did that. Dude, I did that like 4 times Tuesday night when I was streaming. I kept clicking on it and I was like, Arsenal, and then I'd look up and I would read heave right above it and I would be like, oh, yeah.
Can't do that.
Like, that is a thing that I am legally allowed to do, I suppose. I can't be too upset at Talishar. Fused. Bramble Spark's such a good card.
It is very good.
We've seen, what, 2 of your CMHs? But I know there's a so tomorrow, so make a rune chant. Yeah, we'll pay 1. Prevent the 1 arcane.
From Bramble.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We'll let Crown soak that, although I probably shouldn't have. Should probably just pay the 1 into that.
Okay, my turn was pretty inefficient. All because I did not want to Arsenal a certain card. I could have played out another buff to create a lightning token, but then I'm stuck with Arsenal and the blue Autumn's Touch.
Oh, that feels bad.
Yeah, and I don't think you're ever going to play that out, and that could kind of like cost you the game at a certain point.
Yeah, I was like, if you had if you had Crown up or something, that would be like fine, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll arsenal this.
Man, oh man.
Well, here's where we try to hang on for dear life. Why doesn't the bigger of the two Zacks simply eat the other one? Because I don't want to be eaten. That's not cool. And this thing has go again.
Yes, should be for 11, 10. Plus 3 from, 3, 3, 4.
So let's go 3, 6.
Oh, my bad, dude. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. Yeah, that seems like a logical play to make. Use Tunic. Pay 1, we'll take 1, go to 6. Futurama? Is that a thing from Futurama?
Show is elite.
I do. The show is amazing. Genuinely love that show. The quote was, "Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I've watched that show one time, like all the way through when they had it on Netflix back in the day, but I haven't watched it in forever." I'm hoping you're out of attacks or something, but I know you pitched a lot of like good red stuff. Now this should have a red Earthlore Surge and a red Premeditate, I think, in your hand.
I'm not to the Earthlore Surge yet.
Maybe that's the hand after this.
Man, you hate to see it, but I think I'm gonna have to kind of unvalue those 2 cards to be able to. Lose a lot of cards from deck there. But you've only got 17, so maybe I just fatigue you by damage, really.
I mean, that is always a possibility.
There's like a fine line you tread with Snapdragons, I think, because it either feels really good to use them early, or it's just like, man, if I had them right now.
Yeah, no, I get that. He's bluffing, finish him.
On hit, ponder from Premeditate, just no buff.
We're gonna pay 1. So if I pitch that, I'll have 1 resource left over, which means I can block 1 and then Yeah, that's definitely the best play here. Because I have crown floating.
Yeah, you should have crown floating. Take care of the arcane.
So I'll prevent one, take nothing, and then I'll block this.
Something you've done a really good job at is not giving me my embodiment all game.
I've been trying hard not to. Because I feel like when you have that and I start cracking back, if you have embodiment, the game's over, I feel like.
Yeah, the value you get out of embodiment is just so dumb.
It's crazy good. I feel like I haven't seen a blue staunch all game. Was he not running blue staunches in his list?
Some people don't.
He was not playing blue staunch. That is wildly interesting. Man, Matt Rogers is a character.
Yeah, good at the game.
He is very good. That's for sure. How many cards does he have left? Zach has 16 cards left and I have 15. I'm hoping that I can start to try and flip the script here and take some of the cards out of his deck from here. Although Tome of Harvest is an extremely scary card. And by extremely scary, I do mean extremely scary. I was also only playing 61 cards this game instead of like 65.
Yeah, I bring in the kitchen sink. Everything except for the rebels.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Because I don't think with the defense reactions, well, Alexander has said that with the defense reactions, you're hardly ever going to be able to pull that off.
That makes sense.
It made sense to me. That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah. I was like, often when he says things, it doesn't make sense. So I tend to listen. Get that rampart off the screen.
You'll have crown floating here.
Yep.
No resources floating. So, I think this is my best option.
Man, I really don't want to give you 2 cards here. It's so late, you have to have a blue in your hand. And if you have 2 blues here, I take 1.
Just 1 blue. It's at this point in the game that I'm thinking that I forgot to put rights of replenishment in.
I haven't seen one yet. I don't remember you pitching one either.
No, I definitely haven't.
I was like, which I am interested in.
Hey, we're
well, for me.
The old school way, I guess.
It was like the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Sorry, Talishar is currently frozen for me.
No, you're good, dude. Happens to all of us. At least I'm convinced it does anyway.
Hey, it better be as much as it happens up to me.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay. No, you gotta let Tunic resolve, you schmuck. Let me go crown.
Come on.
No, it says you disconnected.
Yeah, I'm trying to refresh. I don't know what's happening.
I was like, dude, that happens sometimes. Drives me crazy, honestly.
All right, there we go. We're back.
Let's go Fate for Scene. We'll put that on the bottom. And then let's pitch another card. More cards I can keep in my deck, the better. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. I have 3 prevention floating. So we'll block 1, eat 1. And then pay for 1. Might as well. Not that the 2 prevention even really matters at this point.
Every time I see you, Oldhim, react, I'm like, and then
Thinking I'm gonna like pitch an ice card.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I really do. It is odd that he has no ice cards in his list. But to be fair, Baltimore was like flooded with Lexies, and ice reaction against Lexi is not where you want to be at.
Yeah, that's true. So, you think she's the best deck still?
Lexi?
Like the Oldhim master.
I mean, dude, Michael Fang like is so good. And honestly, watching Matt Rogers play, he's scary good. Like,
yeah, they're all like,
just watching those guys play is just like, wow. Like, that's all I could say was like, wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, got to.
Am I about to try and do what I think I'm about to try and do? I am.
You can fatigue me, honestly.
I don't know, man. I don't have that many cards left. Like, and it's not like you're real like, and you're shuffling CMHs back into your deck. Like, that's terrifying.
I don't know how much that matters though. I mean, I could have got a Earthlore Surge. Probably. My thing was the 4 block. At a certain point, that's going to be important.
Yeah. Oh, you had an action point?
Yeah, I had to go again. The nimblism didn't affect it, but it gave it the...
I'm sorry, can we back up to the start of the turn then? I was not thinking about that. Here, let me click the start of this turn real quick. Because in my head, if that was your only action, I was going to throw Terrace under Hammer, but that's just, that's not on the table. Like, if you have an action point after that.
So I drew a card off of So Tomorrow, and I think that's probably where you thought that I hadn't played another... I hadn't made a lightning token or anything where I still had so many cards.
Yeah, so the So Tomorrow and then the Nimblism give you a...
Yeah, lightning.
A lightning token, yeah. Command and Conquer Bagoagan's so good.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
I mean, we're still going to go Crown here. Pay 1 into this. Activate Oldhim. Then have 1 prevention floating. So let's prevent another one and then use Rampart to block it out. So that way we don't have to take anything. And let's refresh to get this rune chain off the screen. I haven't had this problem until the new Talishar. Like the whole like card staying on the screen thing.
I agree, and sometimes cards don't even show up like the graphic. It will just say like it'll have the Talishar logo, and it'll say something about info or something.
Ooh, I haven't had that happen yet. That's interesting.
Mm. Think we. Could be in trouble.
And I'm hoping at some point you're out of attacks.
I'm close.
I was like, there can't be that many left in the deck. I'm just trying to hang on for dear life. That's the first Force of Nature you've played all game.
It is a lot of times like, so I forget who I heard talking about it, and they just said it's a 4-block blue. Don't play it unless it's broken.
Yeah, so I don't know who you heard say that, but Tark Patel tweeted that after Indianapolis. It was after Indianapolis. Yeah, he said, I think there's some confusion here. Force of Nature is either extremely broken or it says block 4.
Yeah.
Like, which, I mean, is very good, like, words to live by. Like, that's good advice. Oh, man, Pitching Heart is so good. There's so much value, and
it is, especially in a grindy game.
So 4, 5, and then Crown is 6.
It does have go again.
So it does have go again? I mean, yeah, I think I still have to block this way. Pay 1 into Brothers in Arms, pay 1 into Rampart. I'll just have no prevention floating. And you're going to Tunic for 2 and 2. I'm going to pitch Art of War. And then block. I definitely should have pitched the Thunderquake, blocked with a Choke Slam, and then Arsenal the Art of War to get my Findle and my Art of War away from each other. But probably not possible to get them away.
Same hand, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. They're probably going to be in the same hand anyway. Yeah. So while it was definitely a misstep on my part, I don't know if it was the end of the world or anything.
Honestly, brother, I'm not sure it matters. I think I've got 3, maybe 4 attacks left.
I was like, with me being at 7, I'm just trying to hang on. Like, I feel like there's like 1 or 2 more turns I need to get through, and then I'm going to start hammering you. And I feel like we're at that point in the game when I start hammering you, like, I've won. Oh, yeah. But you also have a CMH in your deck. Maybe 2. Did you shuffle another CMH back in?
An Earth Horse Surge off the second one.
A red one?
Yes.
Okay. So a red Earth Horse Surge and a CMH. I mean, CMH is either this turn or next turn.
Yeah, it's got to be close. It has to be.
I was like, if I was good at this game, I'd know which hand it was in, but
I think just so tomorrow shuffle though. So
it actually does not.
It's not.
It just says it costs 2 or greater from your graveyard in the bottom of your deck.
Interesting.
Which, I mean, like, I enjoy the fact that it sets it up that way.
I'm basically just trying to decide if I want to, like, because I don't think you can do 16.
No.
Unless you're the polarize.
I am probably not going to be able to do 16.
So like, do I kind of, knowing that my cards are coming, set up for a turn? I think at this point.
I mean, you probably have to have a setup turn at this point. Like with me being at 7, you having a setup turn probably allows you to push through enough damage.
Gets at least one card in your tunic, maybe 2 cards.
So we'll go ahead and pitch this. And then this is just for 2. We'll just go ahead and defense. We'll just Earth React this. That way I get to keep cards in my deck. Now, granted, you also kept cards in your deck, so it doesn't change our deck count.
Yeah, I think that was the smartest move, is to pitch to Earth React. Even though you have less cards, all you're really wanting to do is hammer at this point anyways. Maybe have one attack here.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely no point in doing that, so we'll just take the poise play and just hammer. Something tells me I'm gonna need my Crown of Seeds.
Sorry, I'm just doing some math.
No, you're good, man.
I don't know, man. I don't think I can push enough damage.
Hmm.
Man, it's gonna be close.
I was like, you might be able to get there. I'm not sure what your hand is, but
I just don't know what your hand is.
that is, I mean, that's fair. Feels like it'd be a heck of a time for an Ice React.
Yeah, I mean that would probably ruin everything.
I was like,
Just
maybe
all Ice Reacts
maybe
do.
not just right now, but like maybe not at the exact moment, but at some point. I feel like Ice React would have been pretty good throughout this game. Let's go Crown. Let's go 3, 6. And then we'll pay for the Rampart. Still have one floating, which is nice. It might have been better to take 2 there instead of taking 1 and Earth React. Just to keep a card in my deck, but
That's possible. This should be your Art of War Earth Heart hand, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I think
Think you got me?
no. I didn't draw an attack.
Oh, well, that's nice. For me, anyway.
It is. It is nice. Man, this is just not good. I think you got me on this one. I think I have one more attack.
Being able to pitch the heart is so nice.
Oh yeah, and it's happening like every other turn now.
Yeah, I was like, now we're at this point where I just have to make sure I keep it in my deck. And then we'll Oldhim to prevent the rest of it. And now I actually get to throw a hammer for a change.
Value.
That's right.
I used all my blocking equipment.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think I just have to see what happens. Okay, yep.
What is this, your Command and Conquer? Earthlore Surge into your Command and Conquer? That would be pretty good.
I wish it was that good.
I will prevent one.
I forget that Autumn's touches are attacks, if you want me to be honest with you.
I mean, I do understand that, honestly. Does this have go again?
It does not.
So oh, I'm sorry. I am a putz. I definitely wanted to block with more than my rampart there. I just like
Man, you just need to block with your rampart.
had a stroke of a moment right there. Pay one for the rampart. And then Oldhim. Go back to 8 and swing for 3. Well, my heart's turned off. Of course, at this point in the game, I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think I just needed this to line up a little bit differently. Because I think if I give you a turn here, I don't think I see the next turn. I think I have to risk it for the biscuit. So we know there's an Art of War and a heart. You have 2 cards, so you have 4 cards that are really like active. You take all this, you still have 4 cards. Mostly blues, probably a Thunderquake. If I'd been paying attention, I would know.
Yeah, we'll pay into the Rampart. We'll do Oldhim.
Alright, so Art of War, Autumn's Touch.
You pass on your turn.
This is for the marbles right here. Because now you have 5 cards, 2 that don't block, so you can block 9.
There was a turn earlier in the game when I almost played my Oldhim, or I'm not my Oldhim. I almost played my Art of War to draw 2 cards. And man, let me tell you, I'm glad I did not do that.
Why?
I'd had to have banished a card to do that.
Oh, yeah, so you'd have been down a whole card.
Well, I'd be out 2 cards. I'd be out the Art of War that's in my deck, and I'd be out the card that I banished. So it's like a whole thing of
Absolutely
badness there. Because you're just gonna go to 2 here, I imagine.
Oh yeah, am I frozen still?
I was like, maybe it's me that's frozen. It does happen to me sometimes. It was me. My bad. So, yeah, you go to 2. And then we're going to pray to God. Our last card is the Macho Grande we're getting ready to draw. How in God's earth do you have a premeditate left in your deck?
Hey, just that constant wanting, just needing to know that there's reds in the deck.
I mean, that's fair. I do understand. I honestly want to see if premeditate 5 is good enough to compete in this metagame.
If it was just Plunder Run, it would be better.
I mean, I agree. It would just strictly be better. Oh, man.
Yeah, I think there's only one option here for me.
What are you, like, sandbagging a red snatch over there? It's gonna make me cry?
No, I just have to give this attack go again to be able to, like, even...
To do Thorn?
Yeah.
Sheesh! It's Command and Conquer for 9?
Should be 6. It was played from Arsenal, so it should be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Go again.
Jesus. Let me tell you, you might do it, brother.
That was what I needed. That I should have pitched the Command and Conquer first, so I had it to Arsenal, and then had the Premeditate second, and I would have been able to do this last turn, I think, and not had to go down to 2.
So I can pitch Heart, play Art of War, pick +1/+1, and block from Arsenal, or the next attack I play gets go again. And then I can block 8, 1 from Crown, 1 from Rampart, and then Earth React. And then I'll still have a card left in my hand. And I'll have 1 resource floating after that. Which means I can block 1 arcane, take 1, and then take 2 physical. Oh, Carly's not happy. Buff your attack actions this turn, and my next attack gets go again.
His next attack this turn gets go in, or his next attack period?
I think it just says the next attack this turn. The next attack action card you play this turn gains go again. Yeah. I mean, so 8, 9, 10, Tunic is 11, and then I can only take 2 this way if I block with the Tunic. Yeah, that's a much better play. I'm only going to 6 this way. Pay 1 for the Rampart.
So you have a 3 block and a heart left.
My deck is blue Glacial Footsteps, Autumn's Touch, Heart of Vandal. I was like, since we're testing, I'd like to make that known. If we were playing in a tournament, I'd be like, figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So I go to 6. And then you have an Autumn's Touch you're about to draw, and that's your only attack?
Maybe you have 2 Autumn's Touches. So my cards in deck are Tome of Harvest, Force of Nature, Autumn's Touch.
Oh, I thought there was an Earthlore Surge in there somewhere.
I used it last turn, the blue one.
Okay.
So what? Do I really try and draw out both
This
blocks here?
This has been a crazy game. I mean, I know this would have went to time by now.
Oh yeah, 100%. We would have went to time. But this has been awesome.
I was like, this has been a crazy fun game. Carly said you're still on the first game. Oh man. Yeah, sadly, this is still the first game.
Oh, man, you just go to. I have to do it this way because it's lethal. I don't want you to pitch because I don't want you to gain a life.
Well, I can't gain a life. I'm ahead of you.
Duh. Dummy.
Am I lagging? I am. And now the only thing you can do from here is Grasp and Thorn me.
Yep.
Which means I take 1.
But you cannot turn on Titan's Fist right now, can you? Or can you? Yeah, you got a Autumn's Touch.
So I take the Rune Chant, which means I should have paid. This was bad. I should be at 6.
Well, we can here.
No, it's good. Like, it's not that I think I've won either way.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, it did back up and let me do that. Yeah. So I take 1 and go to 5 here because I blocked the Rune Chant. I take 1 by pitching my heart. And then I get to throw Hammer for 4 here. And I think you have a 3 block left?
No, 2 blocks and Tunic.
I was like, so you block with Card and Tunic, and then Arcane Thorn me again, and we take the same exact turn, and then I kill you on the following turn?
Yeah. That's all she wrote right
Jeez. There. I'm gonna have to, like, go back and watch this game.
Yeah, I needed rights. Bad.
I mean, I think if you have rights, you win this game. Like, doesn't really feel like a question to me. Because me having the extra life here at the end of the game is what's allowing me to win the game.
Oh, yeah. How many times do you think you pitched heart and gained a life? 5?
At least 5. Like, I've pitched hard about 8 times now, and I think 5 of that was me gaining a life.
Yeah, I would say that's my guess was 4 or 5.
So, like, right there in that game, if we're in a spot where, like, if we're both at 1, I'm forced to block a card with the I'm forced to pitch the heart to block the arcane, and then pitch Autumn's Touch every turn. So if I'm not at a higher life total than you, we are stuck in an infinite loop.
That's true.
Because you can never kill me, and I can never kill you because, I mean,
I think I was trying to think if I don't know.
I guess no, because if I'm at 1, I don't ever have an opportunity to do that. True. There's no way. There's no way for me to win that game from there. Like if I'm not at a higher life total than you right there. That was a wild game. All right, let's do new sideboards. You can throw rights in there, and then we'll play again. Because that was... Or if you need to run, we can call it now.
I'm clicking yes. I just don't... I definitely got one more game in me. I just don't know what's happening.
I've been streaming for 1 hour and 27 minutes.
Yeah, we would have definitely went to time.
Which means I would be willing to bet that 1 hour and 15 of that was our game.
I agree.
And honestly, that was worth it. That was like...
trying to keep track of the time we started. We got on about at 7, and then
yeah,
but we didn't start until after. What is happening here?
You may just make a new lobby real quick?
I think
I was like, it won't take me just a second. Let's see, homepage. Oh, that's not what I want. I gotta recopy the deck list. One of Art of War, huh? That's
super interesting.
Man, that is just bizarre to me. I mean, he went 12-1 in the calling. So
I mean, he is in fact, as they say, good at fab.
Dude, I watched Matt Rogers play a couple of games, and like honestly, it was like mesmerizing to watch. Like, it is insane how good he is at this game.
Crazy.
All right, so we cut Remembrance, we cut Sigils last time, we cut Rouses, and we cut Zealous Beltings. Let's leave in Rouses this time, because maybe... Yeah, I think the extra blues are fine to have. Now let's play 64 instead of 61 this time. See what happens. I guess we'll just Arsenal pass here. Interesting hand. So you take Gloomveil. We'll definitely pitch this. $65, so I'm at 59 cards in my deck. My first card's a Macho Grande. $9, huh? Jeez.
Just a soft 9.
I mean, whatever you want to call it.
I've seen like 3 or 4 people today calling for the ban of Voltaire.
What?
Yeah.
That's a little dramatic. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Lexi's pretty dumb, but like calling for Voltaire ban is a little crazy.
I agree. Their like premise was that all the other Majestic weapons from that set are banned. So like obviously there was like a power problem.
I mean, while that is true, like I don't Voltaire is not the problem.
I agree. I just don't think that they'll ban anything off Alexi really.
I mean, the BNR came out today and they didn't ban anything. Like RTN would have to take a drastic swing for them to ban anything.
My bad. Hold on.
Oh no, you're good, dude.
Forgot to Arsenal.
I've done that a couple times. We'll just go ahead and pass here. Ooh, what a hand.
Let's see.
I've put 3 cards in the bottom of my deck.
That's what's happening here.
This is for 6. Oh, let's block 6. We'll swing lay hammer. Boo. Dude, we spent so much time playing those last few turns that I honestly forgot you even had that card in your deck. I was like, where did that come from? Oh man,
I love that card.
So I put 4 cards in the bottom of my deck. And it's gonna be Autumn's Touch, Macho Grande, Chokeslam, and Art of War. It's gonna be my first hand. I'm trying to keep up with my pitch stack more, like in a more relevant way, and I'm trying to like remember when I'm going to get there. Because Alexander played a game against Matt Rogers this weekend in the calling, and Matt Rogers knew that he had Rain Razor's 3 of a kind in his hand.
That's crazy. I wish I was that good at this.
Dude, like it blew my mind. Because Alexander said that he looked at him and was like, "Do you know what's in my hand?" And he said, "I know you have Rain Razor's 3 of a kind." And I was like, dude. I was like, what?
That's so cool that they got to like play.
Yeah. All right, to put 5 cards back in my deck now.
I think I started with 6 cards more than you. You said you were doing 64.
65.
So
no, yeah, 64. You're right.
I had 5 cards more than you.
Yeah, so that's the crown. So that's 6 cards put into my deck. There's a crown and my blue thunderquake that I pitched. And then E-Strike puts a 7th card into my deck. Actually, I should just do this. I should just Arsenal card. Throwing Hammer after an E-Strike is not worth. I'd rather have my Arsenal.
It always seems like it's going to be better than it is, I think. With Winter's Will, that was a...
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, 9 give you a Frostbite. It's pretty good. All right, I put 7 cards into my deck. Alexander told me that when he was trying to learn how to pitch stack and know when he was at his pitch stack, this is what he started doing to remind himself.
So, I can remember key cards that I pair together, and then I just kind of count how many hands it's been since I've seen those.
That is also one way to do it. I tried doing it that way. I started like counting hands and doing things like that, and I was just running out of like. It was just becoming too much. Like I just couldn't keep up with everything that was happening.
Definitely get it. Yeah, that's how.
So Rouse and Crown is 8-9. 9 cards into my deck. We pay 1 for that. We go Oldhim. That's 10 cards into my deck. We still have 1 prevention floating. And if you activate Grasp, Hiss. That's obnoxious. What can you shuffle back in that's relevant? A lot of
They're
things.
really early, but there's a few things.
So yeah, it sucks, but let's give you a card back. I don't want to take anything here.
See, so right here, this is what I'm talking about. I already selected 1 card, and I think because you blocked with 2 cards, I get to select 2 cards out of my graveyard.
That is really interesting.
Like, because right now I'm getting to put 2 cards on top of my deck.
Yeah, it says whenever give and take is defended by an action card. So I mean, it makes sense that for each action card I defend with, you get to do that. So it makes sense.
That 2 instances of you defending with an action card.
Yeah, as crazy as that is, it honestly kind of makes sense to me.
That just makes that card so dumb.
Dude, card's insane. Card's like absolutely cracked. What cards did you pick out of curiosity?
It was Premeditate and Swarming Gloomville.
Okay, cool.
Because then I'm going to Arsenal this card, have the Premeditate Swarming Gloomville in hand, and get the buff on the card I Arsenal here.
Yep.
And that's literally the Premeditate I used this turn.
It's insane, dude. Alright, so I have 10 cards in my deck. So 11, 12 cards back into my deck. Might as well use the Crater Fist while we have it.
Yeah, I thought about pitching that for Rosetta, but since you have 2 floating, I'll either get my card or an embodiment.
Because you'll use Tunic to Thorn here. Oh, you haven't made it a thing yet, have you?
No, I didn't make a thing. I didn't have anything with Go Again right there.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's still right to block there.
Yeah. You denying the embodiment, like, makes me have to work around so much more stuff, especially if I have Swarming Gloomville. Like, I almost have to use cards to ensure that I'm going to have the Go Again instead of you just...
Well, and I feel like if I'm going to throw cards at you, I have to give you an embodiment, which is just worse for me.
Yeah, that's true.
It feels like, which side of the sword do I want to die on? All right. So, put 12 cards into my deck so far. You have Autumn's Touch, Give and Take, Swarming Gloomville. Nice. You love to see that.
No, boo. You don't.
I was like, at least I do.
Oh, man, this isn't good right here.
Are you playing tomorrow?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. I don't know what I'm gonna play though. I have this put together, but
I'm probably gonna play Oldhim. I thought about putting together Dash, just for funsies. I haven't played Dash in a while, but
won the calling.
dude, I watched that game. I watched the finals game because it was Taylor. What'd you say?
Did you like the setup they had?
The Dash player?
No, like where it was like down in the. Did they get to play like down in the thing too?
In the feature match? No, they did not. They were playing out to the tables off to the side.
And Taylor's the guy that did the video with Briar, with you, right?
Yeah, that's him. And he was playing super well, but he had 3 Ponder tokens going into the end of the turn, and he drew Red Arctic, and Remorseless. And then drew like a pretty dud hand going into his hand, and it cost him the game.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was tough to watch, honestly.
Did you play any Lexis?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played against 2 day 1 of the calling.
How'd that matchup feel?
The first guy fatigued, which I don't think I'm supposed to be able to do. And the second, I also fatigued the second one. So I don't know. Alexander says I shouldn't be fatiguing them, but I was. So I don't know.
That's what I've heard, but also, you know, I'm no aficionado or anything.
I mean, I get it. Like, Alexander says as long as they pitch stack Rain Razor's 3 of a kind or any of their codexes, they'll be fine. Second cycle into me. So I went 13-14 last turn, pitched Debilitate. It's 15 cards back into my deck.
Not enjoying these draws so far.
Means all the good ones are coming later.
This is true.
Oh. 15 cards are back into my deck, which means I'm 30 cards away from pitch stack.
This is not right. I know it's not right.
Oh man, sometimes I make some of those plays and I'm like, God, there has to be a better line here. Like there has to be something better I could do, and I'm just not figuring it out.
Like, man, I just get hard punished this early in the game. Like, you have all your threats, and like if I don't do anything here and just have a setup and set channel mount up and don't do anything else, you have Spinal Crush. That's like game winning moment.
Yeah.
Honestly. There's that pummel.
I feel like I have no choice but to block with it. In this matchup anyway. Pitch Terror.
I mean, it's good, but I just think like its exclusive target almost is
Command and Conquer.
Yeah.
If it lines up with Command and Conquer or Spinal Crush, I would take it to play it. Honestly, like I think I would take some damage to play it.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's see, 15. That's 16 cards I put back into my deck with the Terra Sunder. This is coming in for 4. We'll leave that on top, I suppose. 16 cards put into my deck. 17 cards. The only problem with me learning how to pitch stack this way is I'm going to be sitting at callings and like our road to nationals going 16 cards, 17 cards, like out loud, and my opponent's going to be like, Judge, like this has to be note taking on some level.
Hey, I mean, you can say it out loud, I guess, if all you want.
Would you stop having these stupid cards?
It just works so well with the hammer in this matchup.
Oh, dude, no, it's complete value, and it's also very good against like Spinal Crush or anything else. Like, it's a great card, and I understand why you have it in. I just don't want to take one, and I also don't want to pitch my last card. So, like,
yeah, that's when it's good. Is like that you want to have that arsenal card and then you use it.
Yeah,
most of the time you just take one.
16 cards.
Oh man, dude, this is just
17 off the hammer.
Not what you want to see.
I'm gonna have to like download like that Simon game on my phone so I can just sit and play it and try to help myself with memorization or something.
I used to play a game like that on my phone. Right, I can pay for it. This is such an odd hand.
When you attack with Rites of Replenishment, if you have dealt arcane damage, you may put a non-attack action card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. When you attack with this, if you fused, did you fuse? Yeah, you reveal a CMH. Eek. You may put an attack action card.
Like you're really supposed to pitch stack it with Bramble Spark.
Oh, okay.
It works like that with Bramble Spark.
18, 19.
I don't know. I'm no Briar Master, but I think it works the same with a Rune Champ. But I could be totally wrong about that. I think that's probably the recursion card is probably best. And then my next one, I would just get Rites of Replenishment back and just kind of do the every time you get another one back.
So I went 18, 19 cards into my deck this turn. I have to say the one thing that's really fun about playing Oldhim is that you get to pitch deck so much faster than every other hero because of Crown.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing Oldhim. I just don't think I'm good enough at it.
It's hard, dude. It's been like really taxing on my brain, honestly. 19, so that's 20 cards back into my deck with the disable this turn. I gave you my last point on my Crater Fist so that you couldn't just like have one card and grasp this turn. And
yeah, but you're representing Pummel, which is a problem.
That is true. I am representing the old Pummel. Tunic going to 3. Much good. Yeah, disables the 20th card going into my deck. Oh, you're gonna need me grasp and 2 cards?
I don't know.
That's like, awesome.
So, Channel is in my arsenal, obviously.
I mean, yeah. So the only reason that I didn't just block with 2 cards and then throw Hammer is because you showed me.
Yeah.
That you had it.
But I also drew one. That's my dilemma.
That's tough.
So, like, I can always get it back off So tomorrow.
That is true.
But, like, I don't know that taking 4...
I mean, if you're not going to block with a card from your hand and you're just going to try and keep your hand, yeah, I would just not block with the grasp. Like, I would just take 6 then. Because you don't really care how much I'm ahead right now. Because you just need 1 or 2 turns to bring it all back.
Yeah, you are correct on that. Yeah, I think that's the smart thing to do.
I was like, I assumed that when you threw the grasp, you were going to block with 2/2 blocks or something like that.
Well, I thought about blocking with the other channel mount and then just playing the one in my arsenal, because then it just kind of saves you 3 life, and it's essentially the same thing.
So you have to, if you blocked with grasp and channel mount, you have to block with another card.
You have to block with another card, yeah.
Oh,
right.
okay. I was like, because you don't have the embodiment.
Now's not the time to hit a blue.
Okay, so Crown puts 21st card back into my deck. And this is for 10?
Yeah, and 1 arcane, but because of Bramble.
So if I pitch that, that would be my 22nd card. So now I can go Brothers in Arms for 8. Actually, I just need to cover this up, don't I? Man, there is absolutely no way to do that the way that I want to, is there? Hang on. There has to be a way to do this. So Glacial's a 22nd card back in my deck. Staunch and Rampart. Is 7, 8, 9. I take 1, go to 37, and then I'd have to
Pit card to do Staunch and Rampart too.
Yeah, so I go to 37. I don't have anything. I have 2 floating, and then I block with. Cranial Crush, pitch the Brothers in Arms. When you come in with the Thorn, I take 1, go to 36, and then I take no physical. So I go to 36, and then I arsenal a card. Or I can go. Oh, sorry. Or I can block 4, 8, 9, 10 exactly. And then take 4. So it's take 3 or take 4, and I get to arsenal a card either way.
You imagine I just claim victory?
Bro. That would be hilarious, honestly. Like, that would be total meme worthy if you were to just, like, completely throw that down right there. No, I just need to block here. Pitch that. So I'm taking 1. I go to 37. I now have 23 cards put into my deck. I prevent 1 here. And then I block 3. So I took 2 as opposed to taking 4. 23 cards left in my deck. I'm just going to Arsenal pass. You are up 6 cards, which is a little terrifying. But I feel like that changes late game when you start to run out of attacks and you only throw like 1 or 2 attacks throughout the turns.
I agree. I also started with 5 more cards, so we're kind of maintaining.
I mean, that's fair
at the moment.
So
but half of my deck is non-threats. Well, not half exactly, but you want to be around.
Well, I was like, I feel like that's really what fatiguing you is that I'm trying to run you out of attacks, not out of cards.
Yeah, I agree. That's not value out of that, but I think I need to do that way.
Do you just like know? Like, are you like, bro, are you like fucking stream sniping me? Oh my god. You just always have it. 24, 25 cards back into my deck. And of course, I draw a freaking defense reaction. Jesus.
I didn't even think about that, but that would be funny. So funny. If I was just watching your stream and knew what your cards were.
That would be pretty funny. I'm seriously just gonna have to tank a ton of damage right here. Yeah, so it was 23 when the turn started, so it's 25 now. I've put 25 cards back into my deck.
Where my decision is at this point, I've seen one So Tomorrow I've pitched. I've got my second So Tomorrow in my hand. So the Ponder, I could either Runechant Rosetta here, or I just Arsenal the So Tomorrow so I can 100% get back at Channel Mount in my deck.
I mean, that's tough because like you can always play the So Tomorrow later, right? Like to get it back if you need to, or you can.
There's one more I haven't seen yet.
There's one more you haven't seen, and also you can use it later to get a rights back, which is really good. So I'm probably pushing damage here is very good.
Yeah, because you got one floating, so you pitch another card or take one. Take 2, actually.
I'd rather have that in my arsenal. Plus, pitch stacking those is just bad. So I've put a 26 card back into my deck.
Such a tough part of the game.
What is?
Pitch stacking.
It's very hard. Like I genuinely am like struggling with it. It's very hard to keep track of that and what you're doing and what's my best line. Like some games I feel like some turns I feel like I struggle to figure out what my best line is, much less what I've pitch stacked and when it's coming up.
Yeah, I agree.
So at 27 cards pitch stacked, I have 10 cards before my pitch stack. And the first one was a blue. Was a blue Macho Grande and an Artivore. So it's Macho Grande or Artivore is my first card. And then it's going to be 2 other blues. One's Chokeslam. One's something else. I can't remember what the other one is. So this is just go again right now.
Yes.
That's 28 cards into my deck. This does not have go again. This 29th card into my deck. Block here. And then let's put a 30th card back into my deck. Uh, 30 cards in my deck, which means there's 5 cards till Arsenal. Kind of forgot that was in my deck, honestly. Just now came back around. Pitch 30 cards. It's crazy to think that I've pitched 30 cards.
That is crazy.
No fuse, which means it's just the arcane.
Yeah.
So
like around 3 cards a turn.
Yeah. So 31 cards back into my deck. I am going to pay the 1 by pitching that. We got to keep that in the deck. And then so Heart of Fandle's card number 32. So I'm not going to sink. So we're still at 32 cards. Huh. So take nothing off that because we had that floating. Okay. That's 33 cards into my deck, which means I'll go up to 37 and then draw 4, which means this will be my last non-pitch stacked hand. Which means if I was uberly good at this game, I should be able to tell you what my hand is going to be. But, my god, I'm not that good. You'd have to have like an eidetic memory for that.
One day you'll be there for sure.
Dude, I don't think there's ever a chance I'll be able to like look at my graveyard and remember every card I've pitched and just tell you what my last non-pitch stacked hand's going to be.
That would be cool.
Would be insane.
I think the like knowing someone else's pitch stack is like super impressive.
Yeah, 33 cards, which means this is the pitch stack hand. And yes, it is very impressive in my opinion. I agree. Or defense reaction, so I can't activate defense reactions at all.
Yeah. You got all kinds of 8 attacks though in there.
I mean, I guess that's true. I always forget that that's text. Hey, wow, that is my first card. All right. Well, it's good to know that keeping up pays off a little bit.
That's why I loved when Pulse of Eisenloft was in the deck, because it was so easy to pitch stack. There was just one of them, so you just keep up with that.
You just know where it's at. Actually, I lied. That wasn't my pitch stack card. I'm a schmuck. That was the last card in the deck. I was only at 32 cards. I miscounted somewhere along the way. Yeah, because there's only one more of that left, so that's got to be the last card in my deck. Gosh, these games are so grindy. There's still 30 cards left in our deck.
I know.
And like, been live for 2 hours and 7 minutes now, almost 8 minutes, and like these games are just so grindy.
I feel like taking 4 damage here. It puts me at such a big deficit.
I mean, like, I agree with you that like you would be 12 points behind, but at the same time, like, I don't really feel like that's what your side of this is about. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe you're supposed to throw a card here.
I could just whiff hard.
I mean, Blue Sif does seem like a good card to block with.
Yeah, but it's supposed to block for 4, but you keep not letting me have my buy.
Well, dude, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, yeah, so I miscounted somewhere. I went Pulverize, and then I went Artivore, Autumn's Touch, Macho Grande, which means the next card's a Blue Chokeslam.
That works a little bit better. No, wrong mode.
So you played a Sift and that?
Yes. And Rosetta is on a tunic.
Let's try to see if we can get out of this. Yeah, the next card was Blue Chokeslam. Okay. So
you're 100% at where you pitched from first hand right now.
Yep.
Took 14 turns to get there. Did you crown every turn?
I don't think I crowned every turn. I think there was a couple cards I gave you my whole hand.
Okay.
So if I block 2, take 3, I go to 27. And then... Nah, that card in your arsenal's an unmovable. You've been hanging on to that too long. So let's keep blocking. I don't want that thing to be useful at all. I just want you to sit there and stare at that thing.
Oh, that's a red snatch, man.
I mean, I suppose it could be a red snatch. That is an option. I will pay 1 for Rampart. Will Earth react? So now our new next pitch stack is going to be Mulch, Autumn's Touch, Artivore. And then blue card here.
I have no idea what just happened.
Do you want to back up? Were you trying to do something?
No. You're good. Did I thorn you?
No, you did not. Hang on. Revert to the start of the previous turn. So sorry, we got to back up quite a bit here, but...
So I sieved. That's what I did.
I remember thinking it's weird that you passed there, but...
Well, I did my tunic, and then like it just like skipped. I refreshed to make sure I wasn't the one lagging, and it just was... my hand was drawn up.
And you were just done?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Pay 1 for Rampart. Autumn's Touch like I did. And then I won't pay to prevent anything. Now block here. Yeah, so I have 3 cards into the deck, and my hand's gonna be Mulch, Autumn's Touch, Art of War, and then this card. It is very odd to me that, like, how different this game was than the last one. So
oh yeah, this one's been well. I did not have that huge turn.
I guess that's true. You did have a huge turn where you pushed through like 14 points of damage.
What do I do here? Swarming is probably best.
We're definitely gonna block this. I'm gonna pitch this. So Mulch, Autumn's Touch, Art of War, Cranial Crush. And I've now put 4 cards back into my deck. Are you passing on purpose?
No, my shit is like lagging.
I didn't think you were, but I wanted to check. I was like, because you have a card in your hand and a card in Arsenal. Hey, Brandon. Thanks for the like on Facebook, brother. I appreciate that. So... So take 1. Throw hammer for 4. Interesting.
Feels bad. Feels bad. I need my arsenal.
I kind of figured that was the play there. I mean, listen, if that's how I'm gonna get unmovables out of your deck, sold. It feels like a win to me.
I've come up to all my so tomorrows and everything.
I gotcha. So you definitely need your arsenal then. Um, let's block 4. Let's throw Spinal Crush. Call that a win. Oh, the fact that that card shuffles a card back into your deck is so good, dude.
It's pretty good, and it draws a card.
Definitely a lot of value there.
I just had to give you like really 2 setup turns for a back to back, and that's just not
to let that happen.
Yeah.
Did you play an attack this turn?
No.
I didn't think so.
I could have just. I don't know. I could have, but this Spinal Crush was just pretty well timed.
I mean, that's fair.
I had one thing with Go Again, and then I would have probably Arsenal, maybe the Lightning Surge.
Okay. Pitch stacking those rights. I like it. It's a good play. I think you have at least 1 Sigil of Suffering left in your deck, so it's very possible. And there's 2 Unmovables left in your deck, so it's very possible that this does not connect at all. But
that's the first one you've seen. You haven't blocked with one, right?
No, I don't think I've blocked with any of them. I'm trying to pitch stack them as much as I can because no, I just blocked with one. There's one in my grave, or no, that's the one I just played. Sorry.
That's played.
Yeah, no, there's 2 left. Yeah, I do my best to pitch stack them if I can. So that like because that's a card that like really takes tempo late in the game.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
So it's definitely a sigil. Yeah, that's pretty good. I gotta take one unfortunately there too. I was really hoping that would connect.
I need to have one of those Briar turns where it's like just deck vomit.
Pa-pow, pa-pow, pa-pow. Yeah, we're now at a point in the game where I'm up on cards and life, which is not something... Not a place I feel like you want to be. Although I do appreciate you playing these games against me. This is a matchup I definitely need to test for our TN season, because I think there are going to be a lot of people, especially at the places we will go, that are going to want to like have a Briar send-off.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to like really figure out what I want to play. Do you like this list more than the other?
Like the Oldhim list?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels really good. Like I definitely believe that they were on point when they said this was well timed or well tuned. I mean, like because this is, now don't get me wrong, this is one matchup, but this is felt very good.
Absolutely, this game, you put the beat down on me.
They're not playing. He's not playing any Ice Reacts, and he's not playing any Peace of Minds, which is not something I was doing. I had 1 Peace of Mind in my deck, and I was playing 3 Channel Lakes and 3 Winter's Grasp.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, honestly, like this has felt very good so far.
Oh man.
I got so excited that I knew where my first pitch stack hand was that I forgot to keep up with the second one. Rookie mistake. Yes. We will prevent 1. We go to reactions. This is an inefficient block. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to leave that one on top. I think we're gonna need that. I think your next turn is gonna be your CMH turn.
was trying to keep these unmovables in later, but also I think the difference between me having that one big turn this game and last game is you didn't really attack from the beginning either. This game.
Yeah, I have played a lot more defense this round than I did last time. At least early, especially.
I think that's the difference. It just kind of,
No, I mean I get that. Like it does make a big difference. I've definitely taken my turns when they've come up instead of like trying to force a couple things this game, and I feel like that has made a big difference. Hey, if you will give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna run use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, man, you're good.
Phew. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Normally there's a bathroom break built in somewhere in the games, but man, these games have been such a slog.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what?
No, that's all I was gonna do. Just play the Earth Horse Surge.
I was like, again, I have to tell you, I'm really okay with this, but I'm surprised.
Top tier moves.
Hmm. Okay. It's coming for 4.
Yeah, I think I have to take my chances here. Can't really. If I block, there's no way I.
Can crawl back into it.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's a pretty good one. Oh boy. Here we go.
All right.
Tone.
We need reds. We need a red off the top.
Oh yeah, we're running the spicy one of Art of War. This was Matt Rogers' list from the Calling in Baltimore. Oh, you hit a red.
It put in work last game. Honestly, the Art of War did.
It was actually really good last game. Yeah. So this does have go again, which is, man, how many snatches have you played? 1, 2. You've played all 3 of them.
2 came early.
So there's no fear of me taking this and you getting an arsenal, so I can block here for sure. 1, 2, 5, 8, 10. 3, 6, 7, 8, and then that'll be 10. But if you come in with Thorn, I'm pretty much just forced to take it, which is a tough scene. Yikes. Yep. I have to take 7 here, which means I have to take 4. Gosh. Yep, I go to 15. That is not what you want to see, Chief.
That was like that was the turn that needed to happen for me to even be close.
I mean, I hear you there. I mean, what you have another CMH left in your deck too? Like, so it's
one more, yeah.
You have 1 more left in your deck, and you have at least a Sotomara left?
Yes.
Can't imagine you play all 3 of that? All 3 Sos?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good, man. Oh, here we go. Well, let's do Crown before that stupid thing gets on the chain. And that's your last Exude?
Yes, I think so.
No, there's 1 more. Am I crazy? There should be 1 more.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think there's 1 more. There's 1. No. You're right. This is the last one.
So I'm gonna pitch to Exude, make it 9.
Yep. So I'm taking 1 now.
I'm also gonna snap it here.
Okay. So I take 1. Snappy boys.
Plug in. And I get to Thorn off that snap. I think that's the smart call.
Block 1, take 1. And then block 1. Or block 2, actually, with Rampart. Oh, I blocked earlier with Rampart, and you activating Grass broke the chain.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you have to wait to see how I block, because you could just pitch another card if you wanted to come in with more Exude there, I guess.
Yeah, that was my other option. I could have just double pitched to Exude.
Yeah.
But blue is only 2 in Exude. Whenever I snap it, it just costs snaps in the blue, and it's 5.
Yeah, I was like, and it's 5 points. Yeah, it's definitely a better line. Yeah, I don't need to Earth React. I can just throw the hammer here. Kind of cool. Not many turns where I get to just throw the hammer. Playing Oldhim now honestly makes me wish that I had played Oldhim when it had Winter's Well.
Oh man, it was a beautiful thing.
I bet it was. I hated Frosty 4 more than anything. I mean,
sorry, I'm trying to.
No, you're good, dude. You're good. I was like, you do have an embodiment, so you could block it all, but at the same time, like,
I have a force of nature, but also that's sort of my resources.
I was like, dude, I was like, but you also have a CMH out, so like,
Yeah, I think I do block it and just be a degenerate next turn.
see, the fatigue plan is working. Yeah, it actually worked last game, and it's working this game so far. It's actually not been bad the last couple games, so I'm still surprised that it does work, but it is working. The only thing I worry about is like being able to like do this in time.
Yeah, that I think is also a problem. Ugh, feels so awful. Too many CMHs, not enough threats, really.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. I can take one and throw hammer. I think that's fine. Did you say too many CMHs and not enough
threats?
Yeah. I've heard multiple people say that like Briar struggles into Oldhim, so I don't know if that's still the case, like in the current format, but like that, I have heard people say that quite a bit in the past.
Yeah, I was interested to play tonight against you because I know you're a pretty quality player.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's a purely skill match. I mean, I buy that. I think that's something that a lot of people don't talk about, is that a lot of times if you're playing a certain hero or a certain class, you can just skill gap your opponent depending on like if what they're doing or what you're doing. I think Blake does that a lot, honestly, if you want the truth.
I agree. He's very good at the decks he plays.
Remind me tomorrow night to tell you a funny story about Blake, by the way, from this past weekend.
All right. Let's see, so take 4. Ugh.
Oh, claim victory, huh?
You should. I mean, basically. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't think there's really any way out of this.
Arsenal this. It's such an interesting concept. People get bad information for matchups if they are just generally better than people they practice with. Yeah, no, honestly, dude, that's a very accurate statement.
That's why I'm so glad I practice against all the people that are better than me.
I do get that. I do like to play against people that are better than me for that reason. Don't do this. Refresh, please. So I could give that card, or I could just... I don't know. That doesn't feel nearly as good. Like, I don't think Terra Thunder Hammer is good here because you have an immovable left in your deck that you're probably going to arsenal this turn, I think.
You would be correct.
So I think blocking like this is better. What did you put back into your deck out of curiosity?
a give and take because I didn't think that I would really have the room to have the resources and cards to pull off another rights replenishment.
Gotcha. Sometimes my team tries to avoid. I remember Alexander sending me the worst list, saying he's winning everything, then getting stomped in a pro quest. I mean, dude, I think we've all been there where we thought we've broke the format, but then we just get dumpstered when we play against like people who like, you know, aren't like just like our buddies in our testing group. So I definitely get that. Like that's 100% something that happens. I used to do that all the time in Magic. I used to think I broke standard or something like that in Magic, and then like I would play against people who knew what they were doing, and I would be like, oh my gosh, this is so bad.
Yeah.
You're blocking with that. Is it not worth just taking 4 here?
I could. I just don't think I have the threats to really make it like an actual play.
I mean, and that's very possible. I just like, I guess, like, I feel like at this point in the game, like,
because I'm gonna Tome of Harvest this turn and pretty much see everything else I've got.
that's true. I mean,
Yeah, I think.
I was just thinking in general, like, if you're going to win this game in any way, like, it probably involves a CMH on some level.
Yeah, I just think I only have 1 attack, 2 maybe.
Oh, really? I guess, like, we are at that point in the game.
So I just play out that to even get my token. Because I have way too many non-attacks.
+3, so it was a blue one. So block that, and then we get to swing for 6 here instead of 10, or instead of 4, I mean, which is kind of nice. And we still get the Arsenal card here. This feels like a pretty good line. Yep. There's still 1 unmovable left in your deck. At this point in the game, I'm going to assume it's in your arsenal. This is not a good hand at all.
Yeah, I think I may have 1 more attack, if that. I think that may have been the last one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Art of War is definitely the Matt Rogers special, but it's been pretty good. Like, I have to say, I can't complain too much about.
It seemed good last game.
Yeah, I mean, the Art of War was really good last game, like, and it hasn't really come up this game, so I don't think it's like necessarily bad or anything. I'll hammer for 4. Yeah, then you got 1 card left in your deck.
Yeah, I think I'd take this 4. Let you go down just to get back.
So I can try to kill me.
Yeah, I mean, well, not even really. Because there's not really a way.
CMH. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's tough.
And then again, I forgot that autumn touches are attacks. When I was saying I have 1 left attack
left. I mean, yeah.
If you're attacking with autumn touches, you're in a bad spot. Because then this next turn you're gonna have cards enough to do something, maybe.
I mean, I'm just trying to preserve here. Like, I figure I'm at that point in the game where I can definitely outlast you. I just need to stay alive to do so.
Like, if you know that the person's on a fatigue list, the unmovables are almost don't even need to be in there.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, so I honestly don't think you'll see a ton of aggro Oldhim. Like, truth be told, I just don't think you'll see it really.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot of. I was expecting more like mid-rangey, like still have attacks.
But, I mean, and that is ultimately what this list is doing. I think it's just set up in a way that like I don't really have that option against you. I think I'm just kind of stuck saying, okay, I'm going to play the value game plan, throw my Command and Conquers when you have an offhand, things like that. So, if you ever need practice into Lexi, let me know. Dude, I will definitely be hitting you up for that. Trust me, because that is something I need to practice a little bit more of before we get to RTN season.
Sure, there'll be plenty of it.
There'll be a ton of Lexi. Taylor said you should never play D-Reacts into Oldhim as Briar. Huh, that's interesting.
Hey, I will, those are words to live by.
I mean, that's why we play these games, though, you know? Like, you gotta figure that kind of stuff out, like... And then we'll go sync below to cover this up. And then I can only assume that your last card is the unmovable.
Yeah, use that Terra Sunder.
I mean, I'm going to. Like, I'm going to throw it at you, even though you're just going to block it. We'll go Rouse and Heart.
No, it doesn't matter.
Lol.
No, you didn't have to style on me with the rounds.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Oh, well, man, thanks for the games. I appreciate it. I feel like this taught me a lot about how I need to be playing and like what defense looks like as the Oldhim player.
Absolutely.
It took us 2 hours and 45 minutes to play 2 games.
Yeah. Gonna have to pump those numbers down.
I was like, yeah, dude, honestly though, like we are gonna have to, we're gonna have to change something there because dang, that's crazy.
Have a good day tomorrow, man. I'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, well, that is it for the stream this evening, guys. I appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out. I know the games weren't exactly interesting this evening. I know that they were slower and it was probably a lot harder to get into. I don't know, like those were two interesting games. I honestly think Zach would have beat me game 1 if he had replenishing rights or whatever it's called, rights of replenishment in his deck. He didn't even have them in his deck, and that wasn't like he didn't know that. He just made a mistake when we were putting the decks together to play. And so I think game 2, I honestly think the D-Reacts kind of hurt him a little bit. I think if me and him played a couple more games with like sideboarding correctly and things like that, I think that we're in a lot. It's a lot more interesting a game for sure. I spent a lot of that game like in the 30s. There was like we were halfway through the deck and I think I was still in the high 20s. So, excuse me. And when I say halfway through the deck, I mean there was 30 cards left in his deck, not like we were halfway through first cycle. So I mean, I don't know, I enjoyed that game and they were fun. I just look forward to getting more reps in because I think Briar, that's going to be something that's going to be popular. I think people like Briar's close to LL. I know she's in the 800s or 900s or something like that. And I think people are excited to try and run Briar out of the format, and two, they're excited to like have like their last ride or whatever. So I think Taylor's a great example of somebody who will probably play Briar after they qualify. But yeah, I don't know. So looking forward to more testing. I'm not sure what's going on this weekend as far as streaming. I might be on. I can't really remember what's going on this weekend. I know I won't be on tomorrow, but I might be on once or twice on Saturday or Sunday. So anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I appreciate it. And also there is a cool video coming out this weekend. It's a really sweet deck tech. You guys are going to want to see it. I'm about to sit down and record that here in just a little bit. So if you guys don't follow me on YouTube, be sure to hit ! YouTube in the chat and check that video out later in the week. So I will see you guys this weekend. Take it easy, guys.